Welcome guys, and as you can probably hear in my mic, there's a lot of noise behind me. The reason for this is it is currently midnight here in LK Metro, Central Pattaya. And when you're in LK Metro, there's a lot of music going on and a lot of things happening. So we're still going to have this video because I really couldn't think of a better time to shoot it. My apologies. This is the checklist for first-time travelers coming to Thailand. Stay tuned. Item number one, as always, I have my trusty cell phone to guide me. Know what kind of visa you qualify for. What does that mean? Most likely you are going to be coming here on a tourist visa. If you are coming from a Western country, you have two options. You can get a tourist visa from your home country, which will give you 60 days, and it will also give you an opportunity to extend that visa for an additional 30 days in country. So you can have a total of 90 days worth of stay in Thailand from a tourist visa, provided you get it in your home country. There are other exceptions to that rule, and there are other ways to go about it, but that is the safest, most accurate way to get a tourist visa. The second thing you need to know about a tourist visa is you can fly to Thailand if you are from a Western country such as America, and you can fly here, walk into Thailand on what's called a visa exemption. That visa exemption simply means that you do not have a visa at all. You are exempted from a visa, and that visa exemption is good for 30 days. 30 days. 30. Now, when your time is up on that 30-day exemption, you qualify for a 30-day visa exemption extension, meaning you can extend the exemption for an additional 30 days, giving you a total of 60 days here in the Kingdom of Thailand. Depending on how long you want to stay and what your intentions are of coming here will depend on where you need to get your tourist visa from. If you want to stay for a longer period of time and make sure that you give yourself at least an additional month, you'll need to get your tourist visa from your home country. If you would like to just come and maybe you're only coming for a holiday, or you only want to stay for less than a month, you only want to stay for less than 2 months, and you're coming from a Western country, then you can stay here on a visa exemption. There is also a thing called visa on arrivals. That is for different countries, and the regulations regarding visa on arrivals vary. I'm not going to go into those deeply right now. However, you can look those up on the Thai immigration website. It is very easy to read and understand. Number two relates to what I just said. Know how long you can stay on your visa. There are extreme penalties for overstayers here in the Kingdom of Thailand. If you overstay, you will face an extremely large fine that you will pay in baht before you are allowed to leave the country. You may also face jail time and or being blacklisted for different periods of time depending on how long your overstay is. Again, all that information is on the immigration website. As it has changed recently, I am not going to go into detail about the actual days that you can overstay, how much they cost each day, and what it takes to get blacklisted, because stuff like that tends to change quite frequently. So visit the immigration website if you think you are going to overstay or if you're not sure about what the penalties are. Number three, have a travel plan. Know what you're going to do before you get here. Set up something. Make an arrangement. Make sure you have a hotel booked, an Airbnb booked. Make sure you have somewhere to stay and a way to get there. For example, if you arrive in Bangkok, there's a rail system that will take you to downtown Bangkok from the airport. And if you stay anywhere in downtown Bangkok, it is very, very easy and very, very cheap to get there. It's something like 43 baht, I think, to get from the airport to one of the main BTS stations in downtown Bangkok. Very easy. You may also use grab cars. You may also use taxis. I strongly recommend using the rail system, as it is cheaper, and in my personal opinion, safer. Another thing to consider with your travel plan is to make sure that you have your plane tickets booked well in advance, because you're going to get a better price. I'm talking about the flight over to Thailand. And if you are going to be flying or traveling around Thailand, make sure that you have at least looked at the prices for train rides, for bus tickets, because there are many bus companies here that will charge varying rates depending on what kind of bus you want to be on. They have VIP buses, double-decker buses, all kinds of buses that you can travel around the country on. They also have extraordinarily cheap in-country flights. You can fly just about anywhere in Thailand for around $60 US. It's very cheap. You can also fly out of Thailand to other countries for just a little bit more than that, depending on your airline. And many times you can get flights cheaper than that. But the point is to know how much those flights are going to cost you before you come, so that you're not shocked, and have a budget. Budgeting is extraordinarily important, extremely important, and very valuable to your trip plan or your planning of your trip. You need to know what your budget is and make sure that you remain within that budget at all times. I cannot stress that enough. My next tip is one that will likely get criticized, but that is keep 1,000 baht in cash on you at all times. Why would I tell you to do that when everybody's worried about getting robbed? Well, first, Thailand is a very safe country. Robberies over here, it's not like other places in Southeast Asia. Crime is just not as fluent, I guess is the word I'm looking for, as it is in other places in Southeast Asia. The 1,000 baht that you need to keep on you is for emergencies. If something happens and you order a grab car and your debit card is declined, you have the baht that you can pay for it with. If you are at a bus station and all of a sudden you decide that the bus you thought was taking you somewhere is not the same bus that you need, and you have to pay more, then you have the cash on you to do so. That is going to be pretty much a cash transaction only. Now here in Thailand, you need to know you can use your debit card for just about everything. It is a lot like being in a Western country, but there are still things here that do not accept debit cards. And you need to make sure you have cash on you at all times to cover any extra or additional expenses that may come up. Keep 1,000 baht on you. It's only $30 US, maybe a little bit more, 31 US dollars or whatever. Trust me, it's worth it to make sure you have cash on you at all times. Next, this is extremely important. Make sure you have digital copies of everything. That means digital copies of your passport sent to your Dropbox, sent to your Google Drive, saved on your phone and your photo album, anywhere you can put it. Sent home to a friend, sent to their email addresses, sent to your email addresses, or email address that you may have. It is extremely important that the Thai authorities are able to identify who you are at all times. This is a way to protect yourself if you do not want to carry your passport on you at all times while you're here. Personally, I keep my passport on me at all times. Why? Because if it's on me, I'm not going to lose it. That's just my personal take on it. But make sure you have digital copies of everything. I cannot stress that enough. Next, if you are coming from a country which runs on 110 volts, like America, for example, make sure you bring a power converter. If you need a power converter, you can visit my Amazon store. The link is below. A power converter is instrumental for people coming from America because many of the appliances that we use run off of 110 volts. Now, many things these days will plug into either a 110 or 220, 240 outlet. However, if you want to prolong the life of your electronics, running it off of 110 volts, if it's capable of running off of 110 volts, makes sense. It will, in fact, increase the longevity of your digital whatever you're using, whether it be cell phone, laptop, etc. Make sure you bring something for any kind of stomach issues. You are probably going to have some kind of traveler's diarrhea. Make sure you bring something to stop that. I know it's a bad idea. People say if you have diarrhea, you should let it run its course. There's a difference between having a bacterial infection and having that kind of diarrhea and having traveler's diarrhea. My point is, bring something to make sure that you don't get on a bus without a toilet and you find yourself having to go to the bathroom. That would be an extremely uncomfortable situation that you do not want to find yourself in. Next, pack light. Pack very light. You can buy things over here like t-shirts, flip-flops, very, very cheap. You do not need to bring a ton of stuff with you. Pack as light as possible. If you can come over without bringing a check bag, you have done something great. Bring as little as you possibly can with you, because buying stuff over here is very cheap. You do not need a lot of it. Laundry services are available to wash your clothes pretty much anywhere you go at all times. So there's really no reason to pack heavy. If you find yourself in a situation where there's an argument about to ensue with a Thai national, just don't do it. I don't care what people say about standing your ground and letting them take advantage of you. If you've been in country for a long time, sure, you might know how to stand your ground. But if you're a tourist, if you're on vacation, if you're coming on holiday for the first time, do not stand your ground. Simply do what they ask you to, pay them whatever they want, and keep it moving. I'm telling you, it is in your best interest to do that, which is another reason why you should keep a little extra cash on you at all times. You do not want to get into a fight, either verbally or physically, with a Thai national, because you will lose. There are 1 or 2 of you, and there will be 30 or 40 of them every single time, guaranteed. Trust me guys, don't do it. And finally, when it comes to travel plans, be sure that you go with your gut. If something doesn't feel right, if something doesn't look right, if you feel like you're about to get scammed, you probably are. Go with your gut. Get on another bus. Take another flight. Wait on the next taxi. Go with your gut instinct, guys. It's not hard to do. If something feels wrong, it probably is, and that is my best advice to you. So there you have it. That is my checklist for first-time travelers to Thailand. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I want you to leave comments and questions below. We are going to discuss those comments and questions in a live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're interested in sponsoring a video, that information is also below. I will see you on the next one. Everyone take care.